Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K Williams is all about.
Delia Chin claims her former tenant damaged the bathroom pipes when he cleared a clog. Emmett Carson says he had to take care of it himself after he waited a month for a plumber. Mr. Carson is countersuing for $900.
Okay, I see I have Delia Chin here as my plaintiff. Ms. Chin, you are suing for $2,145. Emmett Carson as my defendant. Mr. Carson, I see you have a countersuit here for $900. Ms. Chin, why are we in court today?
So, Mr. Carson was my tenant, my short-term tenant, and he had a clogged shower drain, and I took a lot of measures to get it fixed. There were certain things that happened, a holiday, a storm, which prevented anyone from getting through the city, and he took it upon himself to put a drain dissolve down the pipe, which caused the pipe to dissolve and cause a lot of water damage. We had to get an emergency plumber to come in. There was plaster that had to be replaced. There was so much damage. I was able to get an emergency plumber in that day within a few hours after he called me to shut off the water, and he came back the next day to fix the damage. But under no conditions was he ever supposed to handle this himself. We were in constant communication, and I had no idea that he would do such a thing to cause so much damage to my property.
Woo, that is quite a hefty allegation there. Mr. Carson, what do you have to say for yourself, sir?
Your Honor, all I will say is that I didn't cause any damage. I just awoken the damage that was already there. The drains were very old, yes. The drains were very old, and I just used the over-the-counter drain cleaner that my castmates have used and all of America has used. And all I did was use that, and all it showed was that she did not properly replace the pipes like she was supposed to. We finally got a plumber to come in, and the plumber that came in said the plumber beforehand didn't do a good job with cleaning the pipes and everything. So that is why the cause of it. I was just, you know, the unlucky tenant at the time to have to experience this. And I do have a plethora of evidence as well. I have pictures and I have videos as well to show the emotional damage that I went through with those drains.
Emotional.
When you said castmates earlier, Mr. Carson, could it be that you were in the theater?
Yes.
Okay. Something was giving me a flair for the dramatics.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you give this plethora of evidence to my bailiff here, sir, so I can take a look?
Thank you.
Let me just have your entire folder, please.
Here you go.
Thank you, sir.
Here's the plethora.
There's the plethora. Okay. Okay,
I also have video evidence as well.
Okay, that hence more plethora. Okay. All right, let's see here for the plasma some of this evidence so we could get a visual as to what we're looking at here.
So as you can see, it's the cracked ceilings right there. You're going to show the bowls that I had to use. And I don't have many dishes and everything, so I had to use my only dishes. That's my friend indicating some stuff right there for me and everything, you know.
And where was that?
This was in my bedroom. So it's basically downstairs is going to be my bedroom and the kitchen, and then upstairs is going to be the bathroom, as well as like another living area that I just kind of use as a practice room.
So that water was coming from that bathroom down to your bedroom.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. What do you have to say about that, Ms. Chin? That is a horrific living situation, yes?
It was horrible, yes. What he said earlier about the plumber saying the pipes weren't fixed properly might be true. I'm not a plumber, but the plumber also said that the drain dissolve did partially cause the damage.
Okay. There are some more photos. We can see some of the photo damage here. Okay, so that's that's the plaster you were talking about, Ms. Chin?
Correct.
Okay. So this has since been replastered?
Correct.
Okay. Wow. Oh my God. What a mess.
I'm just thankful my bed wasn't there. I don't know what could have happened.
I don't know that any of us would have survived it.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. No, but this is, in all seriousness, this is some pretty dangerous stuff. You would agree, Ms. Chen?
Correct, I do.
Okay. Let's look at this lease agreement. This is between the two of you. Short-term lease, 1 year, for $900 a month rent. So that's your countersuit amount, Mr. Carson?
Yes, because I decided to move away immediately and I wanted my money back.
I do see a string of emails here from you to Ms. Chen. Okay, so now we're a month out, Ms. Chen, just to know. That's a month from the original disaster.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I knew that we had a scheduled appointment with the plumber to come,
Which was for when, ma'am?
which was for the 20th,
Okay.
which I understand is late, but
That's a month late.
And later,
I agreed to do that because I care.
You love her.
I care. Yes. Yes. Of
That
course.
was what we call begrudgingly. Okay.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Delia Chin, who blames former tenant Emmett Carson for damaged bathroom pipes.
I was told by the plumber that you had used drain dissolver to cause this whole mess. I'm sending you the bill.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so
I
that-
had no idea when he put the drain dissolve down. I knew that we had a scheduled appointment with the plumber to come,
Which was for when, ma'am?
which was for the 20th,
Okay.
which I understand is late, but
That's a month late. Okay. I understand your frustration. I'm frustrated too. This is for Mr. Carson. I dealt with the drain for over a month with no help. You are at fault here. I'm showering in my own filth. Oh. Okay. This was not my fault. I did everything you asked of me. You are to blame. I already paid my rent for the month. I will be vacating the premises. So you have found a new place to live, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So you've paid for these repairs already, Ms. Chen?
Correct.
So your home is recovered. And do you have a tenant in your unit?
I do.
And you believe that Mr. Carson here should pay the full $2,145?
I do. My plumber told me it
And do
was
you
a
have,
drain
let me see
dissolve.
your receipts, Ms. Chen. Okay, weekend emergency fee, hazardous waste removal. So you spent $3,045. Why are you only suing for $2,145?
I had his security deposit, which was $900.
Oh, you kept his security deposit? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Why did you do a thing like that?
The security deposit is there for damage that is caused by the tenant.
I don't think that the court has decided that it was caused by the tenant yet, ma'am. Because at this point, there's an argument at least to be made, which is why y'all are in my courtroom today, that you contributed to the cause of your own home damage by an unreasonable delay in getting a professional out to handle this. This is your house, correct?
It is. It's one of my rental properties.
And how many rental properties do you have, Ms. Chen?
I have 3.
And has anything like this ever happened to you before?
No.
Okay. And you normally manage all of your own properties yourself?
I manage them, but I have contractors and people that will do the work.
Yes,
I don't do the work.
but you are the general property manager. How do you feel about her keeping your security deposit, sir?
Not good. Not
Now
good
you
at
want to be
all, no.
succinct? Not good?
You know, no, I'm not too happy about losing out on $900. No.
Yeah. I don't know about that, Ms. Chen. I actually, when I first started reading the facts of this case, I was inclined to rule in your favor, to be candid with you, because I do believe that in theory, a tenant who is not the owner of the home has no business doing anything by virtue of self-repair because it's not your property, sir, right? That would be the argument. However, the more and more I learn about this case, this email chain, quite frankly, I think is the smoking gun here, Ms. Chen. I don't feel that you're putting forth a reasonable good faith effort for a speedy repair. Well, how would you like washing in over an inch of dirty, nasty, filthy water for a month?
I understand. It's disgusting.
It
I
was
also
terrible,
understand that
Your
there were
Honor.
things that were out of my control.
Okay, thank you.
The holiday and the storm.
Yeah, the holiday and the storm, though, Ms. Chen, you are accommodating that's
For
a 2-week delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 2-week delay.
And I got him out there after those 2 weeks. The handyman was there after those 2 weeks.
Okay, this is how the court finds on this. I'm ready to rule. I think that the attitude from you, Ms. Chin, is a little too cavalier for me. It's a little too lackadaisical. I believe that you have prioritized your busyness and your time over Mr. Carson's. I think when you tell this court, well, my handyman's going to be there it's already late, right, on this date, that is over 2 weeks after you first alerted. See, he did his duty. He alerted you the minute he recognized the problem. Now, had he not done that, I would be feeling totally differently about this case. Had he caused an undue delay by delaying his informing and notice to you about your property, that's a different story. Then the burden becomes on him. But he did the one thing he was supposed to do. He let the property owner know immediately there was a problem. All of this delay and the holidays and the storm, and I understand the storm is an act of God, which the court will not hold you responsible for. But after that, Ms. Chin, if it's my house and I'm also a property owner, baby, I'm calling every plumber within a 20-mile radius to get someone to fix that. Because as a property owner, Ms. Chin, we know the severity of a plumbing issue. Anything could have happened.
I do understand.
Well, you didn't act like it. Your actions didn't show me that you understood.
I got the plumber there.
Therefore, Ms. Chin, you have to eat the entirety of this amount. So much so that I'm dismissing your claim, Madam Plaintiff, and I am finding for the countersuit. I believe that you are owed back your security deposit. I believe that you had no business using no liquid Drano in this lady's house. However, due to the overwhelming delay of effort to fix the matter on the landlord's part, I believe that you did not cause this damage by yourself. The court rules in favor of the defendant's countersuit to $900. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff is ordered to pay $900.
Any final words for each other?
I have money. I'm okay. $900. We're good.
I have money too. It's a matter of principle. You caused the damage.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please grab your belongings and follow me.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You are asking me for $700? What kind of man are
Actually,
you?
ma'am, $707.35.
Without the tip.
Without the tip. Okay, right. Because
He didn't leave a tip.
This is Equal Justice. Thomas Pierre claims his ex-girlfriend dumped him after she duped him into paying for an expensive business dinner. Sophia Blank says Mr. Pierre drank too much and mouthed off, so she lost out on a potential job.
I see I've got Thomas Pierre here as my plaintiff and Miss Sophia Blanc as my defendant. Mr. Pierre, I see you are suing this lady for $707.35. Tell me why you're in court today.
I just want Sophia to pay me back what she owes me because she asked me to pay for a dinner. It was a business meeting for her to find a new job. She wanted to invite partners of the company to be hired. We were in the relationship for 4 years.
Oh, so this was a very serious, very
Yes,
long-term serious girlfriend for 4 years. So you're willing to do this for her?
Yes. I agreed to do that because I care.
You love her.
I care. Yes. Yes, of
That
course.
was what we call begrudgingly. Okay, okay, but
yes,
you say yes generously to support. Okay, great. So where did it all go wrong, sir?
I don't know what happened. She refused after the dinner. She refused. She was angry and.
She refuses to pay you back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stand by, sir. Ma'am, this is definitely not sounding like a complete story. Ms. Blanc, why are we in court today?
So this man was exactly my boyfriend for 4 years. I thought he was a perfect man. You know, we met at a party, and it was a great first year. So he knew that this job would bring me more money. So of course he got an interest to help me. And now you are asking me for $700? What kind of man are you?
Actually, ma'am, $707.35.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I just tried to make her understand that she just have to behave.
I knew he was gonna say that word. I knew. Did y'all? I knew it.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Thomas Pierre, who is fighting with Sophia Blank over who should pay for a pricey dinner.
But now we still got the matter of the dinner, ma'am. Did the dinner happen?
The dinner happened, yes.
The dinner was successful?
The dinner was nearly successful until he ruined everything because he was jealous, probably drunk. I don't know how much glasses you've had. It was a good bottle, but you drank it all. So
Okay, so you're saying, ma'am, hold on, sir, let me get to the bottom here. He's saying that he did front you this money per your agreement. Did you agree to pay him back? Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Originally.
Let's start with the beginning.
originally, I agreed to pay him back, but
Okay. So why did you, sir? No more of that. So he says that the dinner was to help you get this great new job. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Were you successful in that?
no, he ruined everything
Okay, so you did not get that job.
because of him. No,
Because of him. And you saying that's because he was belligerent and drunk?
he was drunk. I'm sure of that, and he didn't like how I laughed at their jokes.
Okay, so he thought you were flirting.
He thought I was flirting. Correct? Yes.
Okay, is that true, sir?
She was flirting with them.
She was flirting.
Yes.
Ma'am, were
Then,
you flirting?
No, and he's a macho man. He even said at the dinner that I should know my place as a woman.
Oh.
So I got nervous. I got angry.
Is that true, sir? Do you kind of believe women have a place and it's to be seen and not heard?
It's not exactly what I
Sir,
said.
I can't understand.
I'm sorry.
I can't, and I was understanding just fine until this moment.
Yeah.
What was that? Do you believe that women should be seen and not heard, sir?
I just tried to make her understand that she just have to behave.
I knew he was gonna say that word. I knew. Did y'all? I knew it. I said you were gonna try to make her behave, right? Do you still love her?
I care for her, yes.
Okay. Even if she doesn't behave, right?
Yes.
Judge Eboni's verdict when equal justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
Okay, I do believe the court is ready to make a ruling here. Here's the situation. This man brought a claim to court, essentially a breach of contract, that you two had a meeting of the minds where he agreed to lend you the $707.35 for a professional work dinner, and you also agreed to pay him back. However, the court also recognizes that the spirit of the agreement is important, and the spirit of the agreement was to pay for this dinner so that she could advance her professional positioning. Now, if you come into this dinner, sir, ranting and raving and acting like a misogynist and having all this bravado and machismo energy that she's to behave and she's out of order, that's not going to do anything to advance her professional demeanor. You understand this? I hope that you do. So therefore, this court rules that although there was an agreement made, there was also a breach of said agreement, and it was not by her, sir, it was by you. The minute you showed up with this expectation of compliance from this grown adult woman in her work setting, you're out of order. Therefore, the court rules in favor of the defendant. Sir, I am dismissing your claim of $707.35 completely. Plaintiff's claim is dismissed. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is dismissed.
Any final thoughts?
Seriously.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You've had your day in court. Let's let ladies go first.
Sorry.
Behave now.
There you go, sir.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.